All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. Now, I have a video I'm very excited to do because I'm going to make a prediction about the Masvidal and Colby fight. Not the kind of prediction that you would expect, though. I'm going to tell you guys what you can expect from the fight, okay? Because basically, you've got two scenarios, and we've talked about this extensively, obviously, on this channel. Either the beef is real, or they have pulled one of the greatest media stunts of all time. Definitely, 100%, the best media PR stunt in the history of combat sports, in my opinion. If this whole thing is juked and you've got Dan Lambert in on it, Joanna and Jacek, Dustin Poirier, everybody at American Top Team staying zip-lipped, because everyone would know. If that's the case, this is the greatest. It's the greatest PR play of all time. And so you got two scenarios. One is this is a deep blood feud. They hate each other. All the love they used to have each other has now turned into hatred, and they hate each other. All the loyalty and the love is out the window because Colby didn't pay Masvidal's coach. And that was step one down the river of hatred. I love you, man. This is my best friend. 12 grand. What? Wait, you didn't pay? You didn't pay him that 12, son? You're dead to me, dog. I'm going to get you for that. All that love we had, I'm going to kill you for that, dog. 12 grand, you're dead to me, son. Or the greatest media stunt of all time. But the reason why this is important is because if it is a stunt, you're going to see them fight one way. If it's not a stunt, you're going to see them fight another way. And for the record, I am in no way saying that they're going to rig the fight if it's a stunt. The opposite, the exact opposite of that. I'm talking about how they'll fight each other. Okay? So someone asked me this last night. And they were like, so what do we expect? Like, what do you expect from this fight? And here's the thing. The way that I handicap fights, like when I really am going to bet on a fight, if I'm going to bet real money on a fight, there are only two ways that I do that. One is I am deeply emotionally invested in the outcome and I bet on the other way, right? Like if I really want someone to win, like really want them to win, I'll bet on the other guy, right? Because then I'm like, okay, if my guy loses, at least I win money. And the other way is if I think that I've got an edge. I mean, obviously, sometimes the matchup makes it obvious, but at other times, it's like if I think I understand someone where they're at mentally, and I think that I can make a prediction based on where they're at, because I'm always very confident in my reads on that. And so for this is like the number one example of those, because you've got one of two scenarios. Either they hate each other or they love each other, and this is a big thing that they've done together. And so, this is the deal. If they hate each other, it's all about Colby. It's all about how Colby's going to fight. Okay? Colby is going to tell you which way this goes. And please, if you guys do see this, don't let this affect the plan, man. Because I really, we'll get to that. Anyway, whatever. Colby is going to tell the story, in my opinion. Because if they really hate each other, Colby is going to take George down, or at the very least, he's going to try. He's going to try to make this fight dirty. He's going to try to take him down. He's going to try to frustrate him because he knows he has an advantage there. He's going to take George down, and he's going to try to make him tired. He's basically going to fight him exactly like he fought RDA. That's my prediction. If they hate each other, Colby is going to be shooting for takedowns. He's going to try to get on top of Masvidal and not let him get back up. He's going to fight him like he fought Rafael dos Anjos. That's my prediction. Okay? Now, everyone knows what I really think about this. I've made this perfectly clear. I don't know, but it's my hypothesis. I can't go back on it now, so there's no reason to even pretend like I'm going to. So if I'm right, and this is a huge, incredible publicity stunt, the greatest publicity stunt of all time, then what that means is what this event represents is something very different. Now, let me go back for a second. The reason why Colby would do that is because if they hate each other, he just wants to beat Masvidal. He wants to beat him. He wants to crush him. He wants to beat him. He wants to fight him in the place that's most likely for him to win, right? Because if they hate each other, winning is the number one priority, okay? Predicting human behavior is all about incentives. It's all about incentives and prioritization and what is driving the person to do things. No one does a single thing without there being an incentive to do so. Oh, I'm going to go down to the refrigerator and grab a drink. I'm doing that because I'm thirsty. Okay, I want to solve that problem. That's my incentive. That's my driving force behind this action. The smallest things, there's always a reason. A fight is no different than that. Normally, under most circumstances, both fighters, their number one priority is winning the fight. That's almost always the case. And so normally, Colby is going to say, okay, I saw how Kamaru beat him in the first fight. I don't have knockout power like Kamaru got him within the second fight, or at least I don't use it. So I'm going to fight him like I saw him vulnerable in the first, and the way that I've wrestled him a million times when we used to practice. I'm going to go to that because my priority is beating him. If it's the other way, though, and what they're actually doing is an enormously, beautifully, most incredible publicity stunt of all time, which now the cherry on top is going to be this fight, and they're best friends. Guess what? The priority to both of them is not winning the fight because they love each other like that, okay? There's just no way for you to fight your best friend and be like deeply invested in beating him in a situation like that. The goal, if they are in this together, is to put on an incredible show. It's going to be to win together. Okay, whoever wins the fight is less important than them winning together. Okay? And how do you win together? You put on a banger, incredible fight that people are standing on their feet for, losing their minds, and whoever wins, great, good, but they won together. And there's only one way to do that, and that is for them to stand in front of each other and fucking bang it out. So my prediction for this fight is that they are going to stand in front of each other and they're going to bang. Because I think that this is the greatest publicity stunt of all time, which means that they would have been talking to each other, which means they would have a plan going into the fight. They're not going to juke it. Like they're not going to rig the fight. No one's going to throw it, but they could collaborate to say, let's give them a fucking show. You think Colby's scared to stand in front of Masvidal and bang with him? He's not. He's obviously not. He just did it with Kamaru again. Kamaru broke his jaw in half the first time. Now, obviously, Kamaru has, great wrestling, but still, he stood right in front of Kamaru for 5 rounds after Kamaru broke his jaw the first fight. He's not afraid to stand and bang. Colby's one of the toughest motherfuckers on earth. And obviously, Masvidal's not scared to stand and bang. And so, if I'm being true to what I believe this is, then my prediction is you're looking at a long, drawn-out banger of a fight with them standing in front of each other and putting on the show of the year. That's what I think is going to happen. I think they're going to stand in front of each other and they're going to fucking bang. And it's going to be amazing. Because that's how they win together. If Colby takes Masvidal down and grinds him to a 5-round decision, doing little to no damage with the crowd disappointed, then Colby wins the fight. Masvidal loses the fight. Colby gets his title shot. Bleep, blue, bleep, blue, bleep. And it doesn't hold true to what they've been doing all along, which is create a spectacle where they win together, where they crush it together. They make millions of dollars together. So I'm telling you, this is my gift. Okay? And it's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Maybe it just is from like my mom hammering this into my head when I was a kid. Put yourself in their position. Put yourself in their position. Hey, put yourself in their position. How would you feel? Put yourself in their position. How would you feel? To where it just became like a what's it called? Someone throws something at you and you automatically go like this, like a reflex, like a reflex. Anytime I see anyone and I just go, oh, how would I feel if I did that? And then by the time you're my age, you just do it on autopilot and you can predict what everybody's going to do. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I think. I think it's incredibly unlikely that Masvidal disowned his best friend over 12 grand. I think that's almost laughable. I think that the reason that I think it's laughable is because I have a friendship like that. And also, there's this other thing I keep forgetting to mention. Gabrielle and I got married on a reality show, and we faked the entire thing. I've been on the other side of this. We juked the whole thing, which to me seemed completely obvious. And yet, when it was aired on TV, everyone I knew would come up to me and ask me the most ludicrous stuff ever. They're all, hey, so that fight with her ex-boyfriend, was that real or fake? I'm like, are you serious? Her ex-boyfriend showed up at her bachelorette party that I happened to be 2 blocks away from. Does that seem like something that would happen in real life? And you know me. You know me. Her ex-boyfriend showed up at her bachelorette / engagement party and told her that he's still in love with her. Grabbed her by the hand. I'm still in love with you. And I just went there and was like, hey man, get out of here. I've had enough of you, pal. I would have thrown him off the roof. Of course it's fake. Of course it was fake. So, if they stand in front of each other and bang it out, just think to yourself like, God damn, man. That guy, Jesse, sure is good at predicting what people are going to do. Right? Because if they stand and bang it out, why would Colby do that? Unless he wants to put on the show of the year, which is what I expect it to be. And I am very excited that I'm going to be there to get to witness it and be there to witness the culmination of this thing that they did together, I think. With Joanna. Because why is Joanna talking about Colby Covington so much? Okay? Why would she be involved in this? Has he ever said anything about Joanna? She's American Top Team. She's an insider. She's helping. If someone wants everyone to hate them, I will say this, though. I used to think that, when Colby would talk about John Jones, I was like, dude, because John Jones used to be his roommate, I was like, well, that's convenient. Another guy that he has a beef with that used to be his roommate. But something tells me, like, if the beef is fake and your friend announces that his fiance is leaving him permanently, and then you throw on Twitter, apparently he beat some sense into her. I mean, I know that I said that, like, I would say anything about my friend. That might be a little much, dude. Like, if my friend was like basically calling out for help, I'm lonely. My wife is, my fiance is leaving me forever with my 3 daughters. I'm not sure if for the character I would pile on that, dude. So either Colby is the most gangster shit ever, or he's the most gangster shit ever. There's no third option, actually. Or I guess no second option. Anyway, that's what I got. So subscribe to the channel. Seriously, just subscribe, for fuck's sake, man. God. I love you guys. Peace.